Kelly Shaw and Mike Hansen with Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization. We're up here 2 weeks in a row doing an investigation on Curtis's Bigfoot sighting up here. And in Bigfoot years, I still think it's pretty recent. And there was a reason that Bigfoot was up here. This place is just thick with deer and other game mammals and everything. But we're up here to check out a cave. You can't see the cave from the valleys and stuff, and when we were up on the ridge, almost in the exact spot where Curtis said he's seen it up there, 2 draws over, we seen a cave and we zoomed in on it. We'll put a small clip in this video of it. Just spotted a cave across the way. See if we can peer into it. That is the maximum my camera will zoom. Alright, let's head down before we get rained on. Mike and I are going to see if we can hike up to that cave. I think boots on the ground is the most important thing in Bigfooting. We have all these fancy drones and stuff, and our drones have been up here several times and the drones didn't locate this cave for us, and we located the cave by foot. So anyway, I want to show you the reason we're up here. It was a dying doe with her screams. I know a lot of you that follow us know this story, but for those of you that don't, a dying deer, I think, brought in the Bigfoot. Curtis was up here hiking with his girlfriend and heard the screams of a dying doe, and he come up and comforted her till she passed away.
Tell him she was having her baby.
Yeah, and she was trying to give birth to a stillborn, but the bones are right here. You want to pick up the camera, Mike, and show them
The whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Go ahead, I got
this
you.
is what's left of her.
Go that way a little bit so the sun hits them. There you go.
And here's a big old, I don't know, femur. I'm not a deer bone specialist, but
Definitely a large leg bone.
that's what's left of her after a year. So we're gonna hike around and see if we can actually find that cave. Yeah.
No.
Oop. Tripping over large sagebrush.
And we're just going to show you that clear down from that are more of the bones. That's how far stuff gets scattered that quick, you know what I mean? And there's our skull. And the last time we came up here, just last fall, it was still hair clinging to it and everything, but already it's going down into the soil, returning home. But that's how fast that goes, and it don't take long. But that's why they haven't found many bones, or any bones of Bigfoot. I mean, if you're, who's gonna walk past one specific 5-foot area, you know, up on that side hill, throughout all of it? That's what makes it convincing, you know, when you say, why haven't we found the bones? Why haven't we found the bones? Well, unless you walk right onto that, you're not going to find it.
Well, we had to backtrack like 3 times to find this, and I was just back up here last week. And Mike's actually the one that found it. It's been about a year since he's been back here, or 11 months.
Yeah.
And he kept on telling me we passed it, you know. So
unless you walk right onto stuff under the brush, you know, halfway exposed, unless you're a badger or a raccoon, you don't know where it's at or where you might find it. And just like that, they get packed off, washed down, eaten on, and gnawed off somewhere else.
yeah, porcupines love finishing off bones, and other animals will gnaw
That's
on
one of their dietary supplements for wintertime, is eating calcium off of horns and bones.
They think Gigantopithecus bones found in that cave, the actual part of a jaw bone, and
Was
all of the
carried in
molars.
by porcupine,
And I think a
that's right.
porcupine brought it in there, and it,
You know.
and it stayed in that cave.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm helping Kelly out here. We're just going to go over a couple of the plants that are native to this area that you'll find all the time if you know what you're looking for. And here's some lambs here. I don't know the genus and species, but I know it's lambs here. If you come in and look at it, see how those look like little lamb's ears, and they're soft. And does it look like a lamb? Bah. But that's one thing you can rub on if you get stinging nettle or any other thing that starts to irritate your skin. I wish you could feel it. It feels just like, you know, I don't know, like cotton swab babies. So that's a good plant to know right there. There's several of them growing. What I've noticed is disturbed ground. If you'll notice, this has been disturbed. They had a washout here, so they've kind of brought in some road base. But a plant that is usually grown by will be stinging nettle in the summer times, or a lot of times by thistles. And if you'll notice right here, you can see all these thistles. These thistles like the disturbed ground too. Like if a wash comes in and washes down a, you know, down a gully or anything where it's been raining, those are the first kind of plants that'll start to come back in, and they love to spread like that. So if you run into stinging nettle or thistles like that, you can take the lamb's ear, and you know, it don't cure it, but it sure makes you feel better. And then whether it cures it or not depends on how long you rub it, I suppose. Okay, did you get a good shot of her? I wish I could explain how soft those are. They're just, yeah. Then we'll come up. You know, in this area we're dealing with a lot of sagebrush, a bunch of different types of junipers, things like that, and then there's quake and aspen here too. That it's always been a common remedy that they'll take and they'll scrape these inner barks, and you can make like an aspirin if you brew it a little bit and sip on that along with other things that are like juniper sprigs and stuff like that that'll give you a taste for it. Different things. You can add sage depending on how you like it, but it sure makes your belly feel better, or if you've got a headache. And that's the inner bark. I'm not going to cut this tree. I just want to show you, and Kelly can get a big long look at that. This is right in the spring. All of them, they call it like the silver dollar, because once they're full grown they look like silver dollars shimmering in the sun, and they sound like they're quaking, you know, and they're just, it's a cool sound. But right now they're babies, so they're more like quarters.
Yeah, and they're great to use in an emergency situation. I mean, we wouldn't cut into this tree right now, but I mean, if we needed it for an emergency, it's just like aspirin. It helps with pain, and it also helps with swelling.
Yeah, and if you're like fair-skinned and not used to the sun much, if you sit here and rub this bark, see that powder? I don't know if Kelly can show that, but you can get that powder on and rub that stuff right into your skin if you're going out. I mean, it don't take long for up in the high mountain altitudes to burn you. I mean, I don't care how sun tanned you are and stuff, it'll still burn you. But if you put some of that powder on, it gives just
Oh yeah, I see some of it on your forehead.
Yeah, I mean, it'll give you a good, you know, SPF 5 or whatever, but I know it adds a little bit, you know what I mean? So that's another use for it too. And it don't hurt it or nothing, just like produces it more as it grows. Okay, we were earlier talking about the lamb's ear that's growing. We started looking around, and it's not 25, 30 feet from it, up against these rocks, is the stinging nettle that we were talking about, how good it works against that. And this is the stinging nettle. It's May 30th, it's still spring, but that's it getting ready to get its get on, you know. it'll get taller and start getting these seeds. You can start to see the seeds coming on right here. And, you know, stinging, it does sting. You can, but it's not going to kill you. You start feeling it in there, and it's, you know, it almost feels like little electric pulses. But it's not going to kill you. You know, you don't want to land in it from head to toe, but a brush by of it, you know, just, you can feel it. It's stinging, you know, and it stings for a bit. But there's all kinds of uses for this. You know, I have a Indian gal that I know that she uses it, dries it, and mulches it all up and puts it in her hair tonic to make her hair shiny after she shampoos and stuff, and swears by it, and she does have beautiful hair. And another thing, you can dry it, tea it for different deals, but the seeds, which they, you know, always claim is if you let them dry, pull that off, it helps for like asthma, different things like that if you brew it in a tea, and for impotence, and it helps the male like that. But that's just a couple of the uses, but it's a really useful plant. But yeah, if you see it, it stings a bit, but not for long. And there's lamb's ear right there. If you do brush into a bunch of it, you know, use the lamb's ear, and it does soothe it. What I like about it, call me weird, but if sometimes we're fishing and it's down along the creek beds and stuff, I can get the better holes because I really don't mind walking through it on my legs if I'm in my shorts, because it kind of starts to sting. But then when I get in the cold river and I'm fishing and woo, you know, it feels good. It kind of like takes away the chill from the river and feels cool while you're catching fish. So, you know, it's nothing to be feared. It's a cool plant. But it does sting if you get into a bunch, if you don't want to go laying in it, in your skivvies. Right here are the flowers, early spring, for the Oregon grapes. They'll turn into teeny little purple grapes that are underneath along the trails and stuff, but that's the Oregon grape, and they're edible. They don't taste real good.
Okay, well, Mike and I are making that hike to the cave. Just kind of... But, the Curtis Bigfoot sighting location is right behind us. It's the next ridge over, and we were up on top of the ridge where he had seen the Bigfoot, and we could see over to the other ridge behind us this large rock formation with a cave, and you can't really see the cave from anywhere in the valley. So we want to hike up to it and see what's really in the cave. I zoomed in 200% from half a mile or 3/4 of a mile, whatever that is over there. Whatever that is over there away. So we're gonna see if we can actually find that cave.
Okay, what we're gonna try and do is go up this ridge, around this hill right here, and we're just gonna try and traverse right through there and make a sweep while we have the time up and through there and see what we can see.
I want to zoom in this little valley that we haven't hiked up. I mean, we hike up the one where Curtis had his sighting, but there's another tiny little draw. This is a mini draw, actually, but really want to see what's going on with the cave up there.
Or above anything was?
I just remember it wasn't too far from easy access from the bottom. It's on the top here somewhere.
Higher to the top then.
It's on the top.
On the top?
It's on the top of this ridge line.
Alright, that makes a big difference.
Alright.
Climbing up through here, and here's a quick spot of where a deer's been laying. So we can get up here and show you the grass. You can obviously see where something's been sitting there, enjoying the view just as much as anybody who's stopped for a second.
Yeah, this is the steepest section of the hike.
Yeah, if anything tried to creep up on you right here, you'd hear them.
Nice route, Mike. I'm just following Mike's route up to the top. Yeah, Mike and I are trying to find that cave. I mean, it looked real easy, but I knew it would be more of a challenge. But not this hillside over there, but across, up on the other hillside, on the other side of the draw. That's where I was filming and zoomed in on a cave over here. And it looked big enough that a person could probably stand up in it, if not have to hunch down just a little bit. So we're interested in seeing it, and it's been kind of a challenge finding it. We've been combing the mountainside.
If you were coming to find a face cliff like this and wanting to find if there were caves, you can look down below to see any recent activity. If you can see down where the forest floor is and the leaves being disturbed, you can see if there's any entrances in that look like they've been being disturbed. I mean, who knows, maybe something has gotten underneath that ledge, but it hasn't had any recent activity. You can see the leaves are all still right there, and it's super thick. You know what I mean? Everything's still in its spring growth. So that's one way to save yourself from having to walk down there all the way. But it's steep, you don't want to fall. Just going to show you, we're on a real steep side trying to find that cave, but this is a prime example of where deer and elk like to get up under this thick brush that protects them from the sun, but yet they catch every scent that's coming right up this little valley. And everything's steep and thick enough that nothing's going to sneak up on them. But those are perfect examples if you want to show them right there, Kelly. I can see one good one here, another one there. I mean, that's perfect for Sasquatch to creep into and sleep for a night. I mean, all the way down there and kind of show you the body proportions. You know?
Yeah, something much larger. There's double your length in there.
You're already right there, and you're right at the top too. So
and they are ridge walkers.
Other side.
So are elk. Elk seem to be ridge walkers.
But if you want to look real close, right here I can see deer hair.
Mike's in a bedding spot and he's already looking for.
See, that's deer hair that's right here though. You can tell the hollow hairs grayish. But you can see how they do that, and there's another one, two of them right there. I mean, that's just the perfect spot.
Alright, let's look for that cave.
And it's got a trail leading both ways.
Uh-huh.
To come through, we gotta come this way anyway.
Alright. A lot of impediments to get to where they were bedding down too. I'm
just standing here on the edge of this cliff.
Yeah, Mike's trying to see if the cave's below this rock ledge. Hey, don't get any closer, man. You're not tied off.
Hard to tell from this height. It might have some, but I'm not seeing heavy activity down below. Most of the activity we're seeing are on the deer trails. But here, I'll hold the part of your thing if you want to lean off that edge.
I'm going to extend this all the way so maybe we can see the cave down below.
Come right here.
Okay. We're just getting the camera set up so that we can see if we're actually on top of the... Let me get this angled a little bit better. Ooh.
Alright.
This is steep as hell.
Come down right there. I'll walk if you don't fall.
I'm gonna fix my monopod.
Oh, yeah, there's a cave.
We found the cave. Right on. Good search, bro.
There's a spot. Whoa, what a trip.
I told you there was a cool cave here. Yeah. That's what I was saying. There's a stash in there. Okay, we found the cave. And we found it from clear across the way. Is there a carcass in there?
No, it's not.
Something's been stashing all kinds of stuff in here. Someone, a creature, something. It's been using this cave. And if you guys, I'll show you me zooming across when we found it. Look at the rocks.
There's some prints leaving by the hole, dude.
Do they look like cat?
Yeah, they're cougar traps is what it looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna get inside the cave so people can see what's up. Oh yeah!
Dude, that is.
Alright, I'm zooming in clear across the way. Not that hillside, but the next one. I was up in where Curtis actually saw the Bigfoot. And it's the first time that we've seen the cave. We saw it last week and I wanted to come up because I could see some stuff inside this cave over half a mile away or whatever you want to call it. But Mike's looking in there now and something or someone has been stashing stuff in here. We've already found evidence of cougar footprints that Mike pointed out. But Mike's up in there. You can smell what's been laying in here. And look, there's something's bringing bones up in here.
They might be in there.
Oh, there's something back up in there.
Oh, yeah, dude, that goes way in there. Here it comes.
It does.
Yes. Light on, but get ready to dodge out if something comes.
Actually, I'm just gonna send the camera.
That's cat pull. And they pull that shit up in there and burrow up in. Has it got a light?
It's got pretty good.
There's not a light on.
There's not a light.
Then you and I get back in there.
I see cat.
Who knows how long that goes back in there?
I see cat poo and stuff too. Yeah, this is a cat lair. And look at the bones. I mean, something's been coming up here and eating. And
This is a perfect spot. You can. It almost smells like skunk. Do you smell that?
a skunky smell.
But I can see right here that there's marmot shit. See that? Marmot and rabbit shit. But you know what? They're smart. They know when the cat's away.
Or the cat's dragging them up here and disemboweling them and they're crapping themselves. Alright, well we're gonna look around for Bigfoot footprints and stuff, but yeah, we made it to the cave for all of you guys that follow us. I mean, it's right here and I'm with Mike Hansen, and thanks for helping me find the cave. It was actually a little bit tougher than I thought it would be. Next time we'll probably print off a photograph, because I kept on trying to go off a memory of what this looked like across the way.
Remember, from down there on the road, it has that mushroomy looking lip that looks like the top of a mushroom cap.
Yeah, we can keep an eye on this cave. Should drop a game camera here.
Oh, no. I didn't see any real fresh tracks, but it has been raining all week too. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
But that, I mean, that's a perfect cave.
It's
Right
a
there,
damn good size.
A nice warm afternoon sun and warms up before the night.
A moose could easily lay down in this cave, it's so big.
But what's weird, dude, is all them sticks did not come from the lip of this cave.
Yeah, they were brought in.
Something has pushed them up in here.
Maybe a bear
Gathering.
dens in here during hibernation.
It very well could be.
You know, I know bears dig, but I don't know of them actually bringing material.
That almost looks like someone bringing kindling for a fire. That kind of small wood, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have no
Because
idea. It's
that falling over this lip or just right here, I don't see it.
no, it didn't get there by itself.
No, that's been put in there and drug in.
You know what kind of creatures actually bring stuff in? We know large birds will make nests.
That is true.
Maybe it was a large bird nest at one time, or I don't know. That's also primate behavior to drag material up to make a nest.
Keep you warm.
And if you could fly straight across, we're a half a mile, three-quarters of a mile from Curtis's sighting location. Had to come check out the cave. Hope you're enjoying our cave expedition in Lost Creek. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.
That is a big deer track. Really. I mean, that's a nice one.
Will you point at it? I'm going to zoom in on it.
They've been coming through here quite a bit. I mean,
They're so thick up here.
That's a good sized deer track.
This is some of the thickest deer I've seen in a few years in this area, so maybe I always sucker for a couple of flower shots. Here's some purple ones right here. Oh, there's my shadow in the way. Alright, found the cave, and we're gonna take a different way back and look for Bigfoot evidence if they happen to be using this cave.
I'm just gonna come back and hit that bridge.
Yeah, okay, sounds like a plan.
Okay, what I'm doing here is we just happen to find some morels. And they're an edible mushroom, and what you can see right here is, come on in on it. See how it has that texture? It looks like a brain casing.
Oh, wow.
That's a
Yes. Let me zoom in and get my shadow out of the way, folks.
And I've noticed I can see 3 from right here where I'm standing, so I'll get them. But there is.
So that's edible to humans, so it's got to be edible to animals and Bigfoot.
But just like this. There's a Maury. But there is a false morel and an original morel. So I'm going to have to go and look. But I'm looking at the gill slits here where it connects to the stem and see how twisted that base is here and everything, and how that comes up into that honeycomb brain kind of looking. That's a morel right there. So I'm just getting a sense of smell for it. Okay, that's it after the harvest. You can see that. See how it's hollow up through there? And smells like the earth. And there's another morel. What we'll do, come up under here. Get him under the base, and there you go.
Oh, smell
There's
it.
all the mycelium and stuff.
They smell so good. They smell like something that you want to eat.
Mm-hmm. Sort of like, smells like your steak that's been dropped in the dirt before you kicked it onto the fire, the grill. It still smells good because it's a steak. Beautiful. Gotta love it. Nature does provide.
Oh my God, that was a workout. I perspired, man. That was a good workout.
It was. Well, we ain't out here pussyfooting, right? We're bigfooting. Can't go off there lily-livered. got to get after it. And it was steep.